Kaya, everyone, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here at PICA for the opening weekend of Revealed. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we're on Wajak Noongar Budja, we're on Wajak country, always was, always will be. I'd like to acknowledge elders past and present and all of the community members that have come down from across the state to be here. I'm Zali Morgan, the 2025 Revealed curator. I'm a Wajak Baladong Wilman Noongar woman, an artist and curator. This afternoon we're joined by Julianne Wade. Julianne is a proud Noongar yoga on her mother's side and on her father's side from Aotearoa. She's been practicing since 2019 with enjoying exploring different mediums from acrylics, oil pastels, natural resins, dyes and textiles materials. Julianne, thanks for joining us today. Can you start by telling us about your artwork behind us in Revealed?
Okay, Kaya Zali, thank you for having me. Wow, this has been overwhelming
Yeah.
for someone that doesn't normally do these things. So my artwork is inspired by the place that I live in. So I live in Lake Coogee, and I don't know if you know Lake Coogee very well, but there's a lake down there called Budja called Morini. And so that's a smaller lake, and then you've got the big lake, which is Lake Coogee itself, and then you've got the wetlands in amongst there, and that's where I take my dogs walking every morning. And these artworks on the wall are inspired by that and the times that we go down walking and just go spend down there. And every time you go down there, there's always like a different bird or a different insect. The flowers are in bloom at different times of the year. And you just take notice of the patterns and the shapes and what's about. And just take inspiration from that.
Yeah, so really like site responsive work and responding to country. Are all of your works like that or just the ones here in Revealed?
Yeah, majority of my work's like that. I like to get inspired by times when I do go on country and I notice particular things. Sometimes I'll take photos and I don't know why I'm taking photos. But then when I get back home and going through the photos, you just sort of notice, oh yeah, that's quite a nice pattern, or something that sort of resonates with you as in an artistic form, and you just take it from there and stuff. So in New Zealand, it's very big that we do that. And it's very, we get taught it from a young age. And then over here, I find that we're just so blessed with so many great natives and patches of country and stuff like that we can utilise and stuff.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
So I know that you grew up, spent some of your younger years over in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that you're also influenced by things over there through your paintings or mostly just country here now?
Yeah, I do. I do have a few works in progress. I guess for me, that was the hardest thing as an artist is trying to incorporate both cultures, respectfully and stuff. So I like to consult with my elders when I sort of do the Māori art, and the same with the Aboriginal art too. And I think there will come a time, but not at the moment. So I sort of put things out in the universe and wait for it to come back to resonate. And then I ask for signs to say that this is the time,
Yeah.
I feel like I'd like to combine the two cultures, but just waiting for that time and stuff like that, and just making sure that you just do the right things and stuff. So, yeah.
So you began making work in 2019. What inspired you to make work, or why did you begin to create?
Yeah, so I was actually a teacher in the early years and kindergarten and stuff, and I did that for 20 odd years and I loved it. And I noticed that the shift in education had changed, so there's, back in the early days, you'd be able to do activities with the children and it was really nice and stuff. And then you had all these protocols and paperwork that came in. And then at the end of it, I just got really frustrated because it was all about the paperwork and not about the experiences with children and families and communities and stuff, which I'm really passionate about. I guess that was sort of the deciding moment. There was, thinking I'd been in that industry for 20 years. I took a year off and I didn't know what I was going to do because that's all I knew.
Yeah.
And then I had my mum in my ear. She was like saying, oh, yeah, you should go and do some painting and stuff like that. Or I'll show you how to weave, or I'll show you how to crochet and stuff. And I never really got the gist of how to weave and how to crochet with the way that she was teaching me. So I just sort of put it out to the universe, as you do. And then I gradually over the years, it's sort of come more into practice and stuff. So
Yeah, that's really lovely, being taught by your mum, and because you come from a big family of artists as well, with your auntie Sharon Egan, a really well-known Noongar artist, but then you've also got your cousin James next to your paintings here in Revealed.
Yeah.
That must be nice to have lots of artists around you as well.
Yeah, it is nice and stuff. So I like seeing family members, the younger family members come up into the space, and I feel like it's really supported and stuff like that. So it's quite a special space where, the young ones in the families, not necessarily our family and other families, can sort of encourage that from the young ones and instill that sort of practice. And it's also a good way of connecting. And so sometimes when you haven't seen family members for a long time, and you post up a picture or something that you've done, and they just sort of get, I've been right there, right with you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So having that heart connection as well is
Yeah.
always important. So.
Yeah, definitely. And it's, that's been a big part of our culture for a really long time as well, as connecting through art and dance, and all of the different things have been really important. So it's nice that, you're still practicing that today as well. So when I introduced you, we talked about the different mediums that you explore. Is there a particular favourite that you like to use, or you just enjoy whatever the work feels that needs, or is there?
So I guess, for me, like being a self-taught artist, I sort of learned to do it with the acrylics, acrylic painting and, pencils and, paint pens and stuff like that, because it's an easy medium to start, mark making and gathering ideas and collecting your thoughts and stuff. And then I like to go into like the pastels back in the earlier stage, because they offer a different texture and a different lines and stuff like that as well. But coming into like the later years, I think I've just been exploring like the textiles. I like to do a lot of weaving and just combining different materials that you find and stuff like that. Weaving has a wonderful way of bringing everything together and stuff. So you can take, a few nuts that you find on the bushwalk and incorporate it into a basket or some earrings or some jewellery or something, and it's just a nice connection there. So.
Yeah, beautiful. What does it mean to be in Revealed for you? So you're here in the exhibition, but then you also have a stall up at the art market as well. So you're in all the parts of Revealed. What does that mean for you as an artist?
I'm really grateful that I've been able to experience, being in Revealed and stuff this year. I think I did it back when we had COVID, and so everything went online, and I just thought there was a bit of a misconnection there. So being in person, like being at the opening nights and the artist workshops, you get to meet people from other artists from all over WA. And they share their stories and their knowledge so willingly as well, as you do yourself. And it's about that connection of artists connecting together and being present in the space. And I feel like there's a real great energy about Revealed, because it has the ability to bring and connect so many people from different communities, and even like Indigenous and non-Indigenous, they have that connection and that resonance that, through the art and stuff. So.
Yeah, beautiful. But it's really important that, all of the artists get together to celebrate this as one or as together, I think. Yeah, it's really beautiful seeing everyone here on the opening night.
Yeah.
What do you hope audiences will take away from your work?
I always tell people, like, if you're choosing an artwork, choose something that resonates with you. And, you know, because I've had a lot of people in previously that have brought my art because they want to support me as an art, like, as an Indigenous artist. But I prefer people just to buy the artwork, just if it resonates with them, because when you find out their stories, it's actually your stories as well, and there's a great connection there with the artwork. And I think art has a great way of doing that and stuff. So
Bring people together and connecting people. Yeah. What are your plans after Revealed? Where else can we see your work, and what's your practice moving into?
Okay, so I've done a lot of things already. Like I had a pop-up shop in the city for 2 years, and that was a really good experience as well. It gave me an opportunity to connect with the community as well, and just people doing their day-to-day like workings and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess for me, I need to do a bit of a healing journey at the moment. So I'm going to sort of pour into my time and energy into that, because, you know, if you don't look after yourself, then you can't really do much and stuff like that. And I feel like it's the universe way of saying, you know, hey, look, you need to slow down a little bit and stuff. So, but in the slowing down, I think it'll give you a good chance to create some new works and maybe a few collections and stuff. So, and just recently I got an email because I did some art licensing, and I got an email just the other week saying that we're thinking about doing a new collection for LA.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that'll be at the end of July and stuff. So
That's
I
great.
think having the time now will be a nice time to focus on that, and then come the end of July, we'll be able to have those nice collections too.
Yeah, big celebration then. Well, it's been so lovely talking to you about your work and your practice, and so thanks so much for joining us here.